Feeling mo ba lagi kang inaantok kahit bagong gising ka lang? Baka hindi ka lang puyat, naku baka may droopy eyes ka na. Ang ptosis ay hindi lang tungkol sa itsura, kundi pati na rin sa kalusugan ng ating mga mata at nerves. No? Kaya wag nating ipagsawalang bahala mga kasambahay. Pag-usapan natin yan dito sa Doctors on TV. Ang droopy eye ay hindi lang simpleng concern sa anyo, nako dahil maaari rin itong makaapekto sa paningin at maging palatandaan ng mas malalim na problemang medikal. Nako, pero alamin muna natin ang history ukol dito. Dito lang sa Dose of Information.
Alam niyo bang ang tawag sa paglaylay ng talukap ng mata ay ptosis? Galing ito sa salitang Griego na nangangahulugang to fall o pagbagsak. Noong 1743, nabanggit na ito ng Greek medical practitioners bilang kondisyon na nagdudulot ng tinatawag nilang heavy eyelids. Noong 1869 naman, isang Swiss ophthalmologist na si Johann Friedrich Horner ang nag-ulat ng kakaibang kombinasyon ng tatlong sintomas. Ang ptosis, ang paglaylay ng talukap ng mata, ang meiosis o ang pagkipot ng balintataw at facial anhidrosis o ang hindi pagpapawis ng isang kalahati ng mukha. Ang kombinasyon ng mga sintomas na ito ay kilala ngayon bilang Horner syndrome.
Now that we've learned some interesting facts about ptosis or droopy eyes, let's dive deeper into its causes, symptoms, and treatment. Joining us today to share her medical expertise is an ophthalmologist from Makati Medical Center. Please welcome Dr. Therese Santos. Doc, welcome to Doctors on TV.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Magandang umaga, mga viewers.
Ayan, thank you, Doc. Ang ganda ng aura nyo. Okay, so ito, let's get straight to sa ating topic. Doc, ano po ba yung droopy eyes na tinatawag? And di ba may tinatawag din po na pseudotosis and ptosis? Ano to, Doktora?
Okay, so ptosis or droopy eyelids, marami siyang pinanggagalingan. Pero unang-una, ang kailangan ang nakikita talaga is hindi siya pantay. So, yung talukap mismo or yung eyelids natin, hindi ho siya pantay. So, kailangan ho natin alamin ano ba yung mga causes nun, di ba? Maaari ho siyang balat lang ba? Or ang cause ba niya is baka may problema yung laman or yung muscle.
Okay, so hindi pa alam kung ano yung cause niya. But basically, it's beyond skin. Pwede siyang ganon na may nagkukos ng pagbagsak ng talukap ng mata.
Correct. So, yung pagbagsak na natatakpan yung paningin, kasi meron namang bagsak na hindi naman pantay, hindi naman naapekto yung paningin.
Okay, pero Dok, paano natin malalaman kung, normal lang ba yung paglaylay ng talukap ng mata or like, this is a medical condition already. Kasi di ba, Doktora, yung iba rin naman ng mga race, talaga namang, yung iba halos wala eh. Yung sinasabi lang walang talukap, no? So, paano ma-discern ano yung may condition na versus yung normal lang pala?
Okay. Sa lahat, di ba, may measurement. So, syempre, kung may measurement, iba-iba naman ang measurement. So, katulad ng binanggit ni Dr. Sara, yes, let's say, race. We are Asians. So, hindi iba ang mata natin, di ba? May maliit. Maliit ang mata natin. Pwedeng chinita, chinito. I-compare mo siya sa ibang race. Siyempre, yung mga Caucasian, yung mga Amerikano, yung mga, iba sila. Malalaki yung mata nila. So, that's one, yung ethnicity. Yung pangalawa, may measurement yun. So, it will fall within a value. So, like, all of us, kung titingnan mo ang bawat isa, bata, matanda, lalaki, babae, because we are Asian, normally, naman siya, as long as hindi siya tumatakip dun sa paningin, o yung parang yung ninyo ng mata, hindi bagsak, relatively, nasa normal pa rin siya. But it will always be safe if you feel sa pagkuha ng litrato, hindi pantay. Or parang bakit parati na lang siyang hindi talaga siya pantay, then it's better to go see an ophthalmologist.
Okay. Actually, good that you mentioned about, Doktora, yung parang kung hindi nakakataklob sa paningin. Kasi di ba may mga sinasabi, lalo na yung mga mas matatanda, minsan magiging mako-compromise yung safety nila kung baga tatawid ng kalsada. Siyempre, it comes also with aging, yung medyo humihina ang pandinig ng ating mga lolo-lola. Tapos kung hindi mo pa masyadong nakikita, kasi usually dito, tama ba, doktora? Mas kalimitan, pag sa pagtanda, mas nauunang bumagsak yung nasa gilid.
So, kung balat lang siya, so yung sa gilid, parang naghuhud siya, di ba? Kasi yung talukap mo, excess skin, pwede siyang naghahang. So, nagdo-droop siya. But as long as ma-document siya, let's say you bring them to an ophthalmologist, kasi nakakaabala talaga eh. We see patients, parte ng pag-examine also is yung gaano ba kataas yung talukap. Normal ba siya or hindi? Aside from yung gaano kalinaw rin ang paningin. Pag tinaas mo ba, inalis mo ba yung tinaas mo yung excess skin na yun, mas nakakakita ba siya na nanay, tatay? Then at least you know, it's just the skin.
So, dapat talaga pala magbisita sa ophthalmologist para mag-gauge kung if you're a good candidate dun sa mga, ibang mga management na pwedeng gawin. Okay? So, pero doktora, like yung kanina, I mentioned about, di ba, may ptosis, yun yung true ptosis, meron din pseudotosis, no? So, ano pong pagkakaiba nito?
So, back to that, no? The true ptosis would be ang laman or yung lid height, mababa talaga siya. Kahit anong itaas mo, yung pag sinukat mo, hindi talaga siya pantay. Pangalawa, nagkukos din siya ng panglalabo. Kasi natatakpan eh. So, pwedeng dalawang mata, pwedeng isang mata lang, or yung talukap na tinatakpan yung paningin. Then, we will go investigate ano yung mga cause. Pwede ba siyang dahil sa edad? Pwede bang dahil may iba siyang kondisyon sa katawan, like diabetes? Meron ba siyang nerve problem? Or meron ibang kondisyon sa katawan na pwedeng magdulot yung true ptosis na sinasabi natin.
Okay. So, pwedeng ang problema pala, hindi dun lang sa mata. So, may ibang, pwedeng systemic problem.
Correct. Yes.
Oh, okay. So, and kanina you mentioned about edad eh. So, I mean, eto ba mas common lang talaga sa matatanda or this can also happen sa mga, sa kabataan?
Yes. So, kung sa kabataan, right, pwede siyang maybe congenital and acquired. So, commonly acquired can vary from mga 20s onwards. And then, of course, your aging population can be 40, 50 onwards. Pag yung mga bata, pwedeng kakapanganak pa lang, makikita mo na siya parang pagka-open ng eyes ng bata, hindi na siya pantay. Oo. Or iba, mas maliit yung talukap ng isa kaysa dun sa normal size. So, those are congenital.
So basically,
dun pa lang sa pagbubuntis pa lang ng mami, hindi na siya nag-form ng tama. So, there are congenital cases.
So, if that's the case, basically, kung hindi pantay, kung ano lang yung side na kailangan gawin just so para magpantay. So,
Yes.
you do that. Okay.
Yes.
Pero ito, ano ba yung, like you mentioned a while ago about the different, parang pwedeng causes, di ba? Okay. Pero here, meron ba, does genetic play a role in having a ptosis?
There are genetic conditions, there are syndromes, but usually it's very rare. So, it can happen. So, you still have to, kung bata, then it would be a multidisciplinary, that the pediatrician should also investigate together with the OFTA.
Okay. So basically, doktora, so we can say that this is multifactorial, no? And ito, I'm just curious, no? May kinalaman ba? Kasi syempre at this time and age, everybody would be using their gadgets. I mean, even the youngest, di ba?
Yes.
The youngest individuals, talagang laging nakababad. I mean, di ba laging nakababa eh? So, can this lead to ptosis? Yung ganitong habit na talagang forever lagi nakatungo.
So, positional siya, no? So, actually, yung pagkatungo would cause other things. Kasi it's always the neck. But with regards to the eyelid height, usually hindi ho siya. You can have tired eyes, but not droopy eyes.
Yeah, oo. Pero also, di ba, isa sa mga naririnig natin would be one of the unwanted side effects of Botox would be ptosis. Okay.
Yes.
Di ba, ang Botox, I'm sure alam ng mga viewers natin, puro pang palift yan eh. But if ever na hindi tama ang pagkakagawa at ang na-hit would be kasi ang Botox, di ba po, it works by parang weakening or paralyzing a certain muscle para mag-lift. Pero pag mali ang injection point, pwedeng mag-cause ng pagbagsak. Okay, Doktora?
Yes. So, if people decide to go through Botox, yes, so Botox is like enhancing, Botox is lifting, and because, like what I mentioned, di ba, ang talukap, ang eyelids, muscle siya. May connection din siya sa muscle sa forehead. So, Botox relaxes or it can paralyze, di ba? So, kapag nagkamali nga, pwede talaga siyang mag-droop instead of lift.
Oh, how about yung ibang mga nagpapa-eye surgery like yung blepharoplasty kasi pag yung may existing na, but can this I mean instead na parang dumilat yung eyes, pwede rin bang parang mas bumagsak pa? Can that be a complication of that surgical procedure?
So, the drooping after surgical procedures can happen, but initially, if you have a droopy eyelid and you want to correct, so wala hong choice kundi surgical talaga siya. Wala naman there will always be a % of complication, but often and always, because for surgical correction, halos wala naman po. So, blepharoplasty is removing lang the excess skin. Also, di ba, pag sa ptosis, may problema po yung muscle. Aayusin po yung muscle para tumaas siya. Maybe kulang, pero it will always have the desired effect of lifting it.
So basically, walang dapat ikatakot kasi
Yes.
mas maraming benefits rather than
Yes.
parang yung adverse effects.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And pero Doktora, okay, so syempre medyo kita naman natin, pero sabi niyo nga kanina you do some measurements, ganyan. So once the patient comes into your clinic, and how do you go about the diagnosis ng pseudotosis and ptosis?
Okay, so measurements first. So we always have to check the visual acuity. Ano yung visual acuity? Gaano kalinaw yung nakikita niya, yung nakikita ng pasyente. So kung okay naman yung paningin, then we will check naman po yung measurements ng talukap po. Equal ba siya? Nasa normal range ho ba siya ng pagka-Asian natin, no? Tinanong ni Dr. Sara kung namamana ba siya. So, minsan, we will also ask for pictures. Kaya, sa pamilya ba? Kasi, syempre, nakasabihin ng patient, ganyan din ang itsura ng mami ko. Pati lola ko. So, titingnan ho natin din yon. Tapos, may measure rin natin ho. And once we determine that it's just droopy, maybe because what makes it droopy sa balat, baka excess sun. Diba sabi nila, pag UV, nakakatanda ng balat. Sometimes, it's just really our ethnicity because we are Asian, maliit lang. And then, baka preferred ng patient. Gusto niya, mas maaliwalas ang itsura ng eyes niya, diba? And then, for pseudotosis, there are tests for that. So, we measure the height. And then, there's also, we do visual field tests. Kasi pag nahaharang po yung paningin, makikita po dun sa visual field test na meron ka talagang parte ng sight na hindi mo siya nakikita. So, that's one of the things to talagang document. Do you have obstruction in your vision?
Okay,
and then, of course,
yeah.
other things like tests also. Sometimes, if is there a neurologic problem, then we can ask for a CT scan or MRI.
So it depends on the case. It's a case-to-case basis.
Correct.
Pero doon ako na, for example, ako
Yeah.
na-notice ko na kasi, despite na talagang malaki kasi madilat ang eyes ko mula bata pero napapansin ko na talaga siya, may bumababa na siya. Okay, so but of course, sabi niyo nga kanina, namamana ba siya? Actually, my mom also, she had, bumaba din. I mean, kasi she was in her 70s when, so she passed away na.
So that's acquired. Kasi it's, because it's loosening of the skin. All of us, I think, lahat naman tayo, if pagtitingnan natin yung mga litrato natin, nag-iiba tayo, no? That's why they say it can be like an aesthetic correction. Kasi we want to age with grace. Or we have to make sure lang po na kapag minsan kasi excess ptosis also, so there's mild, moderate, severe. Kapag babahala na ho talaga kayo sa paningin, kailangan na rin ho talagang magpatingin and then magpa-assess na lang ho talaga.
Saka hindi maganda also kasi you're an ophthalmologist. Kasi marami rin gumagawa na nasa cosmetics. I
Correct.
think, well, syempre may kanya-kanya namang training. Siguro maganda rin with an ophthalmologist performing the procedure would be, yun yan, na-assess also yung vision and other tests that you mentioned a while ago.
So, what we do, no? So I'm an ophthalmologist, and then we have a subspecialty called ophthalmic plastic or oculoplastic surgeons that fixes the eye, whether it's for aesthetic or for functional reasons, para ma-restore po yung aside from pampaganda, pampabata, makakatingin ulit ng maayos yung patient.
So, excited na akong pag-usapan yan, Doktora. Pero may isa pa akong question,
Sure.
So, basically, apart from ptosis and pseudotosis, meron bang ibang like eye conditions or, I mean, in that area, no? Parang na pwedeng differential diagnosis na parang pwede rin na, I mean, yun yung i-rule out also before we consider na parang ptosis pala or pseudotosis yung condition ng isang individual.
So that's a very good question kasi that's really the challenge kapag may pasyenteng pupunta, no? Kasi kailangan ma-detect mo talaga, pseudo ba siya or talagang true ptosis siya. So we ask about, meron ba siyang ibang sakit? So part yun ng clinical history, may diabetes ba kayo? Kasi ang diabetes, pag mataas ang sugar, na-affect yung nerves. So minsan, magdudroop talaga ang isa or minsan dalawa. Second, it can affect nerves also kapag may circulatory problems, which is again affected by diabetes, hypertension. So we also have to go through that. And then, once we rule that out na, like what you said, no, then we will be able to determine what action. I-control ba muna yung blood sugar, yung hypertension, or determine is there a nerve problem also. Kasi there's one that also, yung pag nagbabasa ka, napapagod yung mata, it's under myasthenia gravis. That's
okay.
different. So there are tests also for that. So once you rule all of that out, and then now we know that we can lead to, it's maybe just excess skin, or pseudotosis, or parang ptosis, kung nandito kayo. Then the treatment can be, you can offer surgical.
So, need talaga ma-rule out first and then parang kung kailangan i-delay, okay, for certain conditions. Ito ko rin habol, Doc, no? How about if the patient kasi, kunyari, is on the heavier side? Diba? Sabi natin kasi kayo na pwedeng taba yung laman, diba? Not only the skin that causes the sagging or the ptosis. No? So, basically, would you advise the patient losing weight na kaya lang medyo, although challenge talaga yun sa karamihan, no? Before, he or she even undergoes like removal of the excess skin or blepharoplasty.
So actually, rin yun, no? So, obesity or maybe on the heavier side yung patient, you have to consider that also. Kasi there's also such a thing as kapag yung it's blepharochalacia because it's part of a systemic condition, is the obesity caused by something else in the system. If it's just like fat talaga, then the option also is nababother by yung paningin nyo. So, kung hindi siya nababother, would this patient like an aesthetic enhancement? So then, it will still boil down to, do you want surgery or not? Or, you can lose weight and then we'll see. Kasi when you lose weight naman, what will happen? You'll have excess skin.
It still boils down to you undergoing blepharoplasty.
But sometimes, there are also other laser procedures that can address without you also not having to undergo, the need to undergo surgery. So there's facial lasers that can also help tighten.
Ayan, good that you
Yes.
mentioned about it. O, di ba
Yeah.
interested? Hindi kasi yung like such
Di ba
wonderful
derma
eyes. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Pero of course, di ba, Doktora, hindi. Kasi syempre, we're in Makati Medical Center and di ba, we know yung, the one that you perform here, yung laser blepharoplasty. Can you elaborate on laser blepharoplasty? What do you have here in Makati Med?
So, actually, laser blepharoplasty, it has been here for quite some time. It's not new. It's just a surgical preference, actually, whether you want to use the blade as your cutting instrument or the laser. So, Makati Med has newly acquired the Alma-Q, and it uses CO2 laser for incision. At the same time, why we think like it's an innovative, not innovative procedure, but it can enhance blepharoplasty is because it will also tighten the surrounding tissues to add that youthful look. So it's faster also because it uses the laser instead of using the knife. And it's more efficient, and the heat that it will emit will cause contraction.
Oh, we know pag
Yeah.
nag-contract may collagen formation, so mas
Yes,
mag-lift pa
that's
further.
true.
As
Correct.
compared kapag ka dun sa, yung classic blepharoplasty. Okay.
So there's also the classic blepharoplasty using the knife. Some naman, like in my case, I would refer back to the derma. So then they can do the full face lasers that our skin and laser hub will also offer.
Oh, okay. So, I
So
heard about
it's a two-way thing, no? So the dermatologist would see like, oh, if you need maybe it's just really skin, then maybe you can go through blepharoplasty first, whether upper, there's lower, and then afterwards we can do laser with all the other lasers that the Skin and Laser Hub of Makati Med has.
Oh, that's great to know, no, Doc?
Yeah.
Pero usually, with the laser blepharoplasty that you do here, how long is the recovery? Kasi, and then sa classic, can we compare that?
Actually, it's recovery, procedure time would be shorter for a laser blepharoplasty.
Ganong katagal, Doktor?
So, technically, depending also the severity of what the patient has.
Kung gaano kabagsak
Kung gaano
also,
kabagsak,
yeah.
and then how much reconstruction you're gonna do, it will still matter. It's very varied, whether you use laser or you just use a blade. Healing time would always be 4 weeks still up to months. Because kasi it will also depend on the patient itself. Also, kasi diba, does the patient have the age, other comorbidities, may diabetes ba siya? So usually we always ask for clearance also. Like, we want kasi that blood sugar levels will be normal. Yeah. Kasi para the healing will be faster.
Yeah, okay. And, pero Doktor, pwede to sa kahit anong case ng ptosis?
Ptosis is a different surgery.
Where blepharoplasty is indicated. Like, for example, paano yung sa mga younger ones? Pwede ba?
Younger ones, of course, it will be the same. It will even be faster. What I notice is that because they're younger, the tissues recover faster. Yeah. Ganun talaga siya.
Oo, yeah. Lagi mas mabilis yung mga bata.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, pero Doc, ito, okay. Say for example, ako like, kunyari, if I'll undergo this procedure, I'm in my 40s, hindi ko na sasabihin yung exact age, kasi mahaba na yung 40, pwedeng 40 hanggang 49.
That's why usually I ask, diba, parang how young are you, diba? Kasi sometimes you don't wanna, ayaw mo marinig, ilang taong ka na, gano'n na kayo katanda po, diba? Yeah.
Okay, so if kunyari, ganitong age bracket yung magpapa-undergo ng blepharoplasty, kailan ba to? Kasi I'm sure hindi siya babalik because kasi magkaiba yung babalik and magdudrop ulit, diba? Okay,
yes,
so hindi siya
that's
babalik.
true.
But basically, mga ilang taon para i-expect na magdudrop ulit and would I necessitate for another blepharoplasty?
In my experience, like, it doesn't droop anymore. So, it's like you tend to age with it properly already. You remove the excess. And then, eventually, hindi na mo siya bumabalik. Kasi forever na rin na siya eh. Unless you have you have skin that needs to be, other skin problems, like maybe psoriasis. Kasi it's always continuous skin inflammation that maybe it will tend to be thicker again, and then there's elasticity issues.
Yeah.
Then it can droop again. But otherwise, if it's normal and then no skin problems, good skin elasticity, they're very happy naman.
Ayan, okay, so parang nakaka-excite. So mga kasambahay yan na you should consider this. Kasi malaking, talagang kita mo yung aging actually, sa eyes. Kasi everything, di ba dito sa face, bababae. Okay, so yun.
Yeah.
And alam natin, may mga non-surgical procedures, okay?
Yes.
May mga injectables. However, wala kang magagawa talaga dun sa excess skin, lalo na kung may fats pang, di ba?
Yeah, that's
And,
true.
So this is really something to be considered, di ba,
Yes.
Doktora?
Yeah.
Naku, thank you for for explaining it very well, Doktora, ha?
Thank you.
And naku, very informative ang naging usapan natin, di ba mga kasambahay? Naku, nakakatuwang pag-usapan, pero hindi pa po dyan nagtatapos ang ating eye-opening discussion. Mas marami pa tayong dapat tuklasin mamaya. Naku, kaya wag bibitaw. Magbabalik ang Doctors on TV. Back, mga kasambahay. May nagsabi na bang normal lang yan? Ako, antok lang yan. Well, hindi lahat ng droopy eyelids ay dahil sa puyat. Ako, let's separate facts from myths. Dito lang sa Mythbuster. Doc, time to clear things up. Naku, sasagutin niyo ito, Doc, kung myth o fact nga ba ito at ipapaliwanag po kung ano talaga ang katotohanan sa likod ng bawat isa. Are you ready, Doc?
Ready.
Okay, so myth or fact, pwedeng maayos ang droopy eyes ng cucumber o cold compress.
Myth.
Kahit
So,
maraming pipino na, hindi talaga.
mag-juice ka na lang.
Okay.
Maybe you will feel better. Maybe your eyes will feel brighter. But kung droopy po yung eyes nyo, hindi po lilinaw yung paningin. Kasi di ba, bagsak pa rin siya. Natatakpan pa rin po ng talukap yung ninyo po ng mata. Hindi nyo talaga siya makikita.
Kahit kaing-kaing na pipino ang ilagay.
Yes.
Okay, so myth or fact, nakukuha ang droopy eyes dahil sa matagal na exposure sa araw o sa bright lights.
Myth. So again, di ba, anatomy ang droopy eyelids or pwede siyang acquired because of some systemic conditions. Pwede rin baka trauma, pwede rin baka nagpa-botox. So, myth po siya.
Okay, so itong myth or fact, pag naman ang droopy eyes, naku, wala ka nang magagawa.
So, wala namang mali sa droopy eyes kasi relative siya, no? Hindi natin masabi. Baka naman talaga nasa pamilya siya. Pero at the end of the day pa rin po, basta malinaw po ang paningin, hindi naman siya nakaka-istorbo po. Unless ho talagang hindi pantay. Pag hindi ho pantay, please see your ophthalmologist.
Okay, so this one, Doktora, myth or fact, mas delikado ang droopy eyes sa matatanda lamang.
Myth pa din siya kasi whether bata or matanda, pwede naman po siyang mangyari.
Okay, so walang ligtas.
Walang ligtas, yes.
Okay, so myth or fact, eye exercises o massage lang, mawawala na ang droopy eyes.
So, it's the same as the cucumber. Pag nagmamasahe ho, siguro relative lang po yung subjective po yung feeling na gaganda yung pakiramdam, pero pag nagpa-picture kayo ulit, selfie kayo, makikita nyo ho, hindi pa rin talaga siya pantay. So,
Well, unless i-beauty filter mo siya. May mga ganong app, Doktora.
Yes, yeah. So,
Okay, ito, myth or fact, dahil sa depression, ako kaya naapektuhan ng mata, kaya nagkakaroon ng droopy eyes.
So, myth pa din siya. You may feel down, you may feel sad, depressed, pati yung face nyo, sad, lahat, pati gusto na pumikit. Pero, at the end of it po, picture pa din para malaman po natin kung pantay siya or hindi. If it persists actually, and it's bothering you, just see your ophthalmologist again.
O magpaayos para at least masaya
Pwede
pagising
din.
sa umaga.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so myth or fact, wala yung droopy eyes, naku, basta malinaw pa ang paningin.
Okay, so eto na tayo. If aesthetic-wise, you want to improve your looks, why not? Karapatan nyo naman po yun, di ba? So, see your ophthalmologist or your dermatologist, but at the end of the day po, we will also determine if there's other problems concerning bakit hindi ho pantay yung mata ninyo. But of course, syempre, basta pag maganda yung paningin, good din. Pero we have to determine the cause. Bakit hindi rin ho siya pantay?
Okay, so there you have it mga kasambahay. Myths busted! Ang droopy eyes ay hindi lang basta sign ng pagod. Kung maaaring may kinalaman ito sa muscle, nerve o health condition na dapat mapasuri agad. Nako, maraming salamat kay Dr. Therese Santos sa pagbigay linaw tungkol po dito. Doc, any final advice para sa mga gustong pangalagaan ng kanilang mga mata?
So, of course, aside from eating healthy, yung vegetables niyo for your eyes, always have a yearly checkup also for vision, whether old or whatever age you may be. Kasi minsan hindi mo natin alam, baka may nangyayari, no? Always see your ophthalmologist.
Okay, and baka may gusto kayong batiin, Doktor, bago kayo pakawalan, or you might wanna invite our viewers to visit you here at Makati Medical Center.
Yeah, so we are actually a number of good ophthalmologists of different subspecialties. Yes, please just come to Makati Med, see your friendly ophthalmologist, and don't forget to have your yearly checkups po.
Yeah, thank you once again, Dr. Christine Santos. And
Thank you.
yeah, for more information about their services, visit the Makati Medical Center website at www.makatimed.net.ph. And you can also conveniently book an appointment online or reach their 24/7 hotline at 02-8888-8999. 58 po yan, 39. So stay connected to world-class healthcare anytime. Or you can visit here at Makati Medical Center, your trusted health partner located at number 2 Amorsolo Street, Legazpi Village, Makati City. At syempre, hindi pa po dyan nagtatapos ang ating usapan. No? Tulad ng nabanggit natin kanina, ay may kinalaman ng muscle, nerves sa droopy eyes. Kaya ngayon po ay pag-usapan natin ano bang dapat na nutrition para magkaroon tayo ng healthy eyes. Dito lang sa Health Tips.
Good day, everyone. I'm Dr. Merce Makalintal, a pediatric clinical doctor in Makati Medical Center. Today, our topic is about nutrition in relation to good vision. Ang eyes natin are actually the second brain. And whatever, especially in children, see around them as part of their curiosity will be registered in the brain. And this, if you have a very good eyesight, they can have a clarity of what the concept of what they are seeing. And this is a part also of developing their brain. So, nagiging mas creative sila, mas nagkakaroon sila ng wider imagination, and it can also widen their experience in relation to their environment. In order for us to have a very good vision, dapat intact yung mga parts ng eyes natin. Ano ba yung parts ng eyes natin? These are the cornea, the fluids inside the eyes, or the aqueous humor that they call it, the pupils, the iris, and most especially the retina, and the optic nerve going to the brain. So lahat yan dapat maayos, maganda ang pagkakagawa. Parang katulad din ng isang bahay. Kung maayos ang bahay, maganda ang iyong titiran. So, ganun din ang mata. So, paano tayo nagkakaroon ng magandang kaayusan or anatomy of our eyes is also because of the nutrition. Kaya basic yan very fundamental ang good nutrition for the eyesight. So, totoo yung kasabihan na what you eat is what you are. So, if you're eating healthy, you can also have a healthy eyesight. Very good example of these nutrients are, for example, the vitamin A. Vitamin A have a crucial role in a good vision, okay? Because of its role in the rhodopsin, or that's the part of the retina, and which is very crucial in having a good eyesight. So, ang example ng mga vitamin A are the green and yellow leafy vegetables, no? So, at the very start, kailangan turuan na natin ang mga anak natin na ang vegetables and fruits should be a part of their diet. Ang example ng vitamin A, as I have said, pwedeng manggaling sa animal source at pwede ring manggaling sa plant source. Kung sa plant source, these are the green and yellow leafy vegetables, no? Like yung pumpkins, yung mga kale, spinach. These are good sources of vitamin A. And then for the animal sources naman, these are milk, egg, no? And some of the like liver, it has a very high vitamin A content. Hindi lang vitamin A, pwede ding vitamin C, yung lutein, xanthin, also meron din tayong mga minerals like zinc. Lahat ng ito ay nakakatulong to prevent, not only give you a good eyesight, but also preventing age degenerative diseases, no? For example, itong mga to, ang tawag din dito ay antioxidant, no? It neutralizes the oxidative effect of yung tinatawag nating mga free radicals. Kasi itong mga free radicals na to, nakukuha rin natin to sa environment, sa bad food, so it destroys the cell. So kung meron ka nitong mataas na nutrients na to sa blood mo or sa kinakain mo, it can prevent the destruction of the natural structure of your eye. Kailangan magkaroon din tayo ng good habits. Number 1 is hydrating your children or yourself. Kasi syempre kung kukunti lang yung fluids sa katawan mo, kunti lang din yung fluids na magsi-circulate, especially the eyes. May natural fluid tayo sa eyes. And also the production of tears. Kasi itong fluids na to, ito yung nag-aalis ng mga dumi o maliliit na particles na nakuha mo sa hangin, sa pagbibiyahe mo. So, kung ang eyes mo ay very dry, it can easily be irritated and nagkakaroon ng abrasions that can be a source of unnecessary infection to the eye. Kaya dapat talaga habit natin na magbaon ng sarili nating tubig para kahit saan tayo nandun ay pwede tayong uminom, especially for children. Encourage them to drink water but not sugary drink because that is not also good for them. Yung too much watching, no, on screen, hindi rin masyadong maganda to kasi number 1, hindi mo napapansin, you are not actually blinking your eye that much. And blinking is also one of the protective eye. You try to lubricate your eyes. That's number 1. Number 2, the unnecessary exposure to the ultraviolet light that can, this screen can emitting, no? So you have to wear also proper eye shields and to refrain, too long of screening time. And that can also not only lead to bad eyesight, but also it can lead to other diseases. Like for example, kung sedentary ka, di ba? It can lead to obesity also. So that's not a good way to encourage our children to be sedentary.
Ng usapan natin mga kasangbahay, na kung marami pa po tayong dapat malaman tungkol sa ating kalusugan. No? Kaya tutok lamang dahil magbabalik pa ang Doctors on TV. Welcome back mga kasangbahay! Ngayon naman po para sa ating mga moms, dads, and parents-to-be, pag-usapan natin ang isang kondisyon na madalas hindi po agad napapansin sa mga sanggol, ang congenital ptosis o yung tinatawag na droopy eyelids. Bakit nga ba ito nangyayari? Normal lang ba ito o dapat nang ipakonsulta sa doktor? Alamin natin yan dito sa Baby Talk.
Good day mga kasangbahay, I am Dr. Tonichi Paulino, your pediatric ophthalmologist for today, here at Doctors on TV. Mga mommy and daddy, napansin niyo bang lumalaylay ang talukap ng mata ng inyong baby? Baka congenital ptosis na yan. Bakit nga ba ito nangyayari at paano po ba ito nagagamot? Yan ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong araw. So, let's start our discussion now. Ang congenital ptosis kasi, para siyang dalawang word yan. Congenital, meaning present at birth. Tapos yung ptosis o sa Pilipino po, nakalaylay na talukap ng mata. So, ibig lang po sabihin nun, pagkapanganak po ng baby po natin ay mas mababa na ang isa o dalawa sa kanyang talukap ng mata. Nakikita po yan sa taas ha, hindi yan nakikita sa baba. So, it's actually drooping of the eyelids. Posibleng makita yung congenital ptosis habang lumalaki dahil mas evident siya habang tumatanda yung bata. Pero, meron din kasing mga ptosis na nangyayari habang tumatanda tayo. Yung ptosis kasi nakikita natin pag panganak ng baby, usually kasi manas pa yung baby paglabas galing sa mother, di ba? So, after about 2 to 3 days, doon po natin napapansin na, parang walang linya yung talukap ni baby. O kaya parang hindi pantay. No? Mas madaling nakikita kasi doon sa mga hindi pantay yung dalawang mata. Pero later on, napapansin din ng mga magulang na, bakit pag si baby tumitingin sa akin nakaganyan? Yung tinataas niya yung kanyang baba. No? Ginagawa po ng mga baby po natin yan o mga toddler para makasilip yung mata nila dun sa awang na gawa ng eyelids natin. The most accepted na causes ay una, pinanganak siyang ganun dahil hindi nagkaroon ng muscle. May tinatawag kasi tayong levator palpebrae superioris o kaya yung muscle na humihila ng talukap ng mata pataas. May mga sanggol po na pinapanganak na hindi po nag-develop yon. Kung kaya't sa simula pa lang, kita na natin na walang linya. Over time po, napapalitan po yan ng taba. So, hindi po siya parang flat or wala siyang linya, parang mas bulged po siya. Tapos naka-droop, no? Dahil wala pong muscle, ang nangyayari ay hindi talaga umaangat o bahagyang-bahagya lang umaangat yung talukap ng mata. Pangalawa naman po, it could be genetic, no? Pwedeng namamana. There are conditions that within families, meron talaga silang mga ptosis. May isa pa pong sinasabing congenital cranial dysinnervation disorder o kaya mas madaling maintindihan na hindi po tumama yung development ng ating nerves doon sa muscle. Kung kaya't hindi nabibigyan ng instructions ng ating utak yung ating muscle para gumana. In doing so, dahil hindi po gumagana yung muscle, dahil hindi masyadong nabibigyan ng tamang instructions ng brain po natin, hindi nagpo-form yung muscle. Remember, ang talukap ng mata ay hindi lang balat, meron din po siyang muscle. So kung hindi po siya ginagamit, hindi siya lalakas at hindi matututo yung utak o yung pasyente kung paano paganahin yun, thereby in the long run, hindi na po siya masyadong gagana. The treatment actually depends on the severity. No? Sa aming mga ophthalmologist, may iba-iba po kaming way na i-measure kung paanong yung functionality ng ating talukap. But the most obvious way is kung inilawan po natin yung mata natin, tas makita natin na may kinang ng ilaw na ginamit, which is the Hirschberg reflex. Doon po namin babasihin kung gaano ka-severe yung ptosis. Kung natatakpan na po nung talukap ng mata yung daluyan ng ilaw, kung kaya't wala pong ilaw na makikita, that's actually severe already. Kung meron pa po tayong nakikita na kinang ng ilaw dun sa pinaka-pupil o sa cornea, that is not that severe and we can do some conservative measures. No, conservative measures may include crutch glasses, kung parang tinutulungan lang na itaas ng konti yung talukap ng mata. Pwede din naman nagtitape yung ibang mga tao. No, depende kung paano o gaano ka intrusive yung condition or gaano kalala din. Or kung ano yung goals ng patient and their families. No? But for medications, we can't treat it with medicine because it's a muscular or a nerve problem. Though, the most important thing, no, alam natin na may ptosis, di ba? Pero ang pinaka-problema ay kung hindi natin maagapan or hindi natin ma-identify agad Dahil yun nga, sa nabanggit natin kanina, pwede talagang magkaroon ng lazy eye o amblyopia. At kahit maayos natin yun in the future, dahil hindi na po natutunan gamitin ng utak natin ang ating mata na apektado, posibleng hindi na rin mag-improve or hindi na rin pumantay tulad dun sa isang mata or the good eye. Dahil finavor na po ng ating utak yung mas magandang mata. So, that's what causes amblyopia or lazy eye. So, yung red flags kasi natin, it really depends on what time we see the ptosis. Since we're talking about congenital ptosis, so, ano na siya, present at birth. Yung red flag natin ay kung yung baby ay hindi na parang hindi na siya nagpapanik na hindi natin nakikita yung kinang sa mata. Kasi usually, para malaman natin kung ginagamit ng sanggol o ng bata ang kanyang mata, pag tinakpan natin yung good eye, dapat hindi sila nagpapanik. Kasi ibig sabihin, yung bad eye o yung matang may ptosis ay nagagamit pa rin. Ang gagawin nila actually ay itataas nila yung chin nila para sumilip sila dun sa awang. Kung ang nangyari ay tinakpan natin yung magandang mata, tapos yung isang matang may ptosis ay hindi niya ginamit, so nagpapanik siya, medyo hindi na po magandang sign yun. Pero pag tinakpan natin yung magandang mata, tas ang gawin ng baby ay tumingin siya pataas, ibig sabihin ginagamit pa rin yun. Pero it's best na makita po muna ng spesyalista bago mangyari yun. Please remember po na ang ptosis or congenital ptosis is not just a problem of the eyelid. It can actually affect the eyeball in general and definitely the vision. So, yung ptosis kasi, no, pwedeng ang iniisip lang natin ay yung talukap yung problema. Pero hindi lang po kasi yun. One is the development of the eye can be affected. So, yun nga, dahil natatakpan ng talukap yung mata mismo, ang nangyayari ay hindi natututo gamitin yung mata. Pangalawa po, yung pagbagsak ng talukap ng mata can cause indentation doon sa ating cornea. Kung kaya't, no, pwedeng nagkakaroon ng astigmatism ang bata habang lumalaki. O dahil ganun po, mas may grado yung matang may ptosis kumpara dun sa matang normal. So, kahit po nakakasilip yung bata doon sa matang may ptosis, pwede pa rin hindi siya masyadong ginagamit ng utak dahil mas mahina talaga siya. Vision-wise, dahil may grado siya, no, mas gagamitin pa rin talaga ng utak yung ating isang mata na mas maganda. Ang mahirap po kasi sa bata, hindi po nila masasabing malinaw o pangit yung kanilang paningin dahil nagsisimula po ang paningin ng baby at ng bata sa mababang kalidad. Sa totoo nga po, pag pinapanganak ang baby, halos ilaw lang ang makikita. By 2 months, dun pa lang siya follow kasi mas motion pa lang at shadows ang nakikita. Pag 1-year-old nga po, kahit perfect yung mata ng bata, 2200 lang ang nakikita niya. At ang perfect vision, we're expecting it actually at 6 to 7 years old. So, pag sinabi po natin yan, pag meron tayong hinala na may problema na ang talukap ng mata o kaya ang mata ng pasyente in general, punta na po tayo sa ophthalmologist. Hindi naman po kailangan na pedia-ophtha tulad ko agad ang makakakita. Kasi bilang isang ophthalmologist, alam na po kung may problema at wala. Tandaan mga mommy at daddy, kung may pangamba kayo sa kalusugan ng inyong baby, huwag mag-atubiling kumonsulta sa inyong pediatrician o ophthalmologist. Dahil pag healthy si baby, healthy din ang buong pamilya. Dapat healthy tayo. Thank you for watching this video. Again, I am Dr. Tonichi Paulino, and you can reach me through my socials at Tito Doc Tony Paulino Ophthalmologist in Facebook, or you can also see us here in Asia Pacific Eye Center in Binyan or San Pedro, or at my clinic in Asian Hospital and Medical Center. See you in our next video.
Ayan mga mommies, nako, ang mahalaga talaga ay ang maagang pagpapasuri kay baby. Nako, tandaan natin, ang maliit na sintomas kapag naagapan, Malaking tulong yan sa kalusugan niya. Thank you for joining us mga kasangbahay. And of course, gusto ko rin pong pasalamatan ng mga taong patuloy na nagbibigay ng inspirasyon at suporta sa aming public service mission. Kuya Daniel Razon, maraming salamat sa inyong walang sawang dedikasyon sa tunay na public service. And to BMPI's General Manager, Mr. J. Eusebio, may you both be blessed with good health and continued success, as well as all the members of the Management Committee of KDR Group of Companies. Siyempre, binabati ko po yung aking kambal, si Iyo and si Iya. Hello. Hi kay EJ and kay Dr. Aline and sa mga patients po namin, sa Barba-Cabodil Health and Wellness Center. Also, hi sa mga taga-Delicates Food Corporation headed by Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan Mooney, and hi kay Tita Leti Duarte and kay Deng. Ayan. And sa ating pong mga health partners, ako Doctors on TV would like to thank Capital Medical Center Incorporated, located at Quezon Avenue, Corner Scout Magbanwa Street, Barangay Paligsahan, Quezon City. You may contact them through their trunk line number 02-8372-3825 and 02-531-85100, or through their mobile numbers 0919-069-1890 hanggang 91. Okay, or you may also visit their website at www.capitalmedical.com. Also, we would like to thank Soxarjan General Hospital. For inquiries, you may visit their website www.sgh.doh.gov.ph. Doctors on TV would also like to thank River Valley Eye Center and Specialty Clinics Incorporated. For inquiries, you may visit their website at www.rivervalleyecsc.com. At kung gusto niyo pong balikan, mga kasambahay, ang mga segments today o i-share po sa mga kaibigan ninyong health conscious, pwedeng-pwede. Ako, just visit our social media pages at www.facebook.com/doctorsontv and hit that subscribe button on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@UNTV News and Rescue. Ako, para lagi po kayong una sa health info. Huwag pong kalimutang tumutok ulit next Sunday, alas 9 ng umaga. So that's 9 a.m. dito lamang po sa UNTV. And also, don't forget to like and follow my Facebook page. Just type Dr. Sara Barba-Cabodil in the search box. Muli po, magandang umaga at maraming salamat sa inyong lahat na nakisama sa isa na namang makabuluhang talakayan tungkol po sa kalusugan. Ako po si Dr. Sara Barba-Cabodil at ang laging paalala natin, let's make it a habit to learn about good health. Only here at Doctors on TV.
Doctors on TV would like to thank Makati Medical Center, the hospital with the heart, located at Amorsolo Street, Legazpi Village, Makati City. You may contact them at 632-8888-8999. Like and follow their Facebook page at I Am Makati Med, or you can visit their website at www.makatimed.net.ph. Lindison Gas Corporation, located at 179 National Road, Landayan, San Pedro, Laguna, 4023. For inquiries, you may contact them at 02-8824-0867, 02-824-9360, or you can email them at lgcsalesco@gmail.com. Clinica Figura, located at Entrata Building, Philinvest, Alabang. You may contact them at 0917-317-7272. Barba-Cabodil Health and Wellness Center, located at Unit 1531, Centuria Medical Makati, Century City, Makati. You may contact 0917-317-7272 for appointments and other inquiries about your health and wellness needs. Special thanks to Makati Medical Center, Dr. Saturnino P. Javier, Medical Director, Interim Co-President and CEO, Mr. Arnold C. Ocampo, Chief Finance Officer, Interim Co-President and CEO, Ms. Arlene L. Songko, Senior Vice President, Ms. Monica Reyes Dizon, Assistant Vice President, Mr. Mark Punelas, Makati Medical Center Unit Head Manager, Communications and Special Projects.